winky wonky, not to be confused with the donkey, but I've got a winky wonky eye. I look a bit like a pirate, so I just thought, well, it's better just to go straight to the desktop, I think, today. So that's what I am doing. So I want to share with you today how I created some backgrounds for my September Artisan project. Now, we actually have about 3 times a year, we have the opportunity to pick some stamps and bundles. We can coordinate stamp sets together, use different items. We're not restricted to just the one. So I wanted to use the Regal Reindeer, and I created a couple of cards with this, and I wanted to share with you today how I created the background. So let's go over. This is the stamp set here with the trees and the reindeer, etc., and a cute little bunny rabbit, and it comes with coordinating dies. So for the first one, let me grab now I just cut this circle out of here with the layering circles. That's the second to largest circle. And I'm just going to pop that on there, and then I'm going to use my mask and pop that down. This is actually a very, very easy one to do. Now I'm going to use my shaded spruce and some fresh freesia and some rich raspberry. Those are the 3 that I used. Okay, so starting off, I'm going to start off down the bottom with some shaded spruce. Now I really want, hi Yvonne, welcome, lovely to have you here. Really want it soft, so even though I've inked up, I'm tapping quite a bit off, and then I'm coming in and really, really soft. I'm just wanting to add a very small amount to this. It's always looks nothing until you actually take off the mask, I must admit. So don't be tempted to add more than what you think, so to speak. Okay, so fresh freesia. Once again, just inking up and tapping off any excess. No, and I tell a lie, I don't do that one next. I do the rich raspberry. Same thing. This is quite a dark colour, so I'm wanting it just to be very soft. So just coming on very lightly. And then now I'm going to do the fresh freesia and coming down on that one. This is naturally a light colour anyway, so it's not so hard. I'm going to blend that into the rich raspberry as well, just to make it smoother. So just keeping it nice and smooth, just building up slowly. I don't want it too dark. There we go. And hi. Now let me just see. I'm just going to look at my... Hi Alison, lovely to have you here. Hope you got your goodies. I think Martin was going to leave them on your doorstep today. Okay, so next, all I did for this one is take my stamp. Now actually on the card I've done this black emboss, but I will just show this to you. Just get rid of these. I'm always going to throw my... Hi Catherine, lovely to have you here. Hope you're well. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp that in the edge. Now, because I really wanted it to be quite bold. As I say, I did use black embossing powder, which I must admit I tend to forget about the black embossing. Now you can have a look at that. I'll show you the card and you'll see the difference of using the black embossing. See how that really pops out and is quite solid looking. So for the rest of the trees, I'll show you. I just cut them out of polished pink, and then just got some Whisper White re-inker, and I've just got a dedicated pen for it's one of the old watermarkers, aqua pens, that I use for this. And then I'm just going to need a bit more. There we go, that's better. And that's all I did to create the snow on there. And these are the snowflake self-adhesive stickers also. So that background, you can do so much with it. I did a deer once on the foreground. Basically, once you've created that background, you can add anything on the front of this, and it really just creates that gorgeous focal point for your project. I just love how this, and I love the square card as well. And I've used the Wintry 3D embossing folder on the back there. So that one was pretty straightforward. Now the other one, okay, the other one is I use the, get that out of the way, the Santa Express has Memories and More cards and envelopes. So they come in, I've cut one down to a square, but they have the envelopes and they have these card bases here, and they also have these card bases as well. This is in shaded spruce. I only wanted a square, so I just cut it down. I know, what a waste of a card base, but I really liked the this, but I didn't want a big area. So we are going to, now let me just get some of these other things out the way. Okay, now Versamark, and I'm going to just use my buddy. This one takes a little bit more time because it's about a build up of colour. So I'm going to use just inking up with my Versamark. Good coverage. Okay, so this one's going to go right over to the corner. And then, because it's very hard to see where I am, I'm going to emboss as I go along. So I'm just using the tray. And this is clear embossing powder. So what this is going to do is I'm clear embossing the colour of the card, because when I blend on top of this, the colour from the card is going to stay underneath that clear embossing. So excuse the heat tool, doesn't take long. So you can tell when it starts to go clear. There we go. Okay, so I have used one of the die cut trees, one of the die cuts, trees, and I've cut them out of the our new masking papers, which come like this. And the only thing to remember with these is you need to take off some of, they're so sticky, they're so they work so well that you need to take some of the sticky off, otherwise, mind you, probably wouldn't stick on the clear embossing, but not worth the risk. So I'm just covering a little bit of what, so this is masking, and I want to add some more, trees, because this is a set of 3, but there we go, nice juicy bit. So I want to add that one up there a little bit. And I'll see if I can do it without, if I can see where it is. Do one more. Because I don't want to be blasting you with that air gun all the time. Okay. Hopefully that turns all right. I would have actually done it, done it twice, but let's just see. Oops, better take those off first. Hopefully that hasn't squashed the Versamark when I've stamped on it again. We will soon see. I think it's going to be fine. Just shaking off the excess. And oops, it's flying away. Right, so that's done. Now the magic happens. I've got some shaded spruce and evening evergreen and blackberry bliss. So I'm going to start off with the shaded spruce, which is the colour of the cardstock. See, to me this looked fantastic already with like snow coming down. Right, so I'm just going to build up. Hopefully the table's not going to rock and roll too much. Just building up a layer of the shaded spruce first. I love doing this sort of thing, I must admit. Most Christmases I will do something like this. So I thought, oh, why not do it for my artisan project? And I'm just going around the whole thing. Just giving it a colour, a coating of the shaded spruce. Really around the trees there. Okay. Next I'm going to come in with some evening evergreen, and you notice a big difference when I put this on. Okay. Right, evening evergreen. Now, I'm just going to start on the edge like I normally do, but I'm going to come in, but not all the way in. You can see already how the trees are starting to pop through that. So you have to be a little bit patient. Now Now I'm wanting to leave sort of an area here that's quite light, so as I go around the edge I'm not going to add any of the evening evergreen. I just think that gives a really nice eerie nighttime look, having just one little area that you keep light like that, like the moon shining down or something. And okay, and the last colour I use is Blackberry Bliss. Hi Paula, welcome. Okay, Blackberry Bliss. My pad came like this, all sort of bubbly. I was tempted to get another one, but it actually works perfectly fine, so I never got around to getting another one. Okay, this added to the green like this really gives a really sharp edge on your project. I know it seems odd to be using like a purple, but if you add this, then it mixes with the green. It doesn't really look purple. Doesn't matter too much about the bottom because that's going to be covered with the ground. Okay. Next thing is you get a tissue. Oops, not a wet one, a tissue, and you just wipe the trees so there's no ink on the embossing. And I don't know if you can see that on the screen, how the shaded spruce has just stayed on there. Okay, and the next thing I did was the same thing. I just wanted to put a bit of snow. Gosh, it makes a big mess, doesn't it? A bit of snow on there. So just actually put a bit more of the, it's a bit watery now. So thick, isn't it? Okay. And gave it a good splatter. And some of the water comes out as well, and I like that combination. When that dries, it'll have like the water splats as well as the snow splats, which I really, really like. So for the deer for this, let me just fold that over, that's a bit messy. There we go. I just used, I cut them out of early espresso, the deer and the fox. I just thought they were super cute together. And then I just got a dauber and the white ink pad. It's a Whisper white ink pad, but I think it's called like craft ink now. And you just add it to where you want. And I just sort of put a bit of snow on his antlers, gave him like a white mane, like so. And you can come back, when it dries, it does dry a little bit light sometimes. You can just come back and add another layer. And of course, oops, I gave him a cute little red scarf. So this is the card. I should clear this off a bit so that you can actually see it. The card that I did, reaching across there. So that is the finished product with that background. So I've got the snow and some of the water inks, and then the background already on that cardstock is just perfect. Now I've used the snowy white paper here. Part of the dies is, where did I put the dies now? Here we go. You can create a couple of hills, which I've done there. and the Merry Christmas is just white embossed. So really, it's um, not very complicated, but I just love how the effect of the background makes it just look quite magical. So I just wanted to share with you. Someone actually asked if I could um, make these online and show you what I did. So I just, yeah, wanted to share with you. And blending brushes are my best friend. I just love, love, love the completely different looks you can get, because that's blending brushes and that's blending brushes. So yeah, where would we be without our blending brushes? So thank you. I didn't make a complete card, but I just wanted to share with you how I went about creating these cards for you today. So thanks so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this, please share with your friends. Please check in again next week at 2 o'clock. Love having you here. And take care, everybody. Bye.